Hi and good morning, everyone. Today is Freedom Friday. It's the 11th of September and it's 2020. I've been thinking about how freedom comes in. Freedom from fear. Freedom from what we said yesterday, all the disappointments, and the other day, all the D's, and then the power to handle the D's in your life. Freedom is the freedom that God gives. Because Jesus said, I have come to set the captives free. And when I say captives, I don't mean prisoners in physical cells. Our prison, most of us, it's there. So we have been given a spirit of power and of a sound mind and of love. When you know how to fight your battles with love, the love of God, then the freedom comes in. Hey, have you ever just thought about of a molecule of oxygen in the air? It's free to flow because that's the purpose that God has given it, to freely flow. Have you ever thought about a stream of water, the molecules of water, how the H and the O combines, H2O, and they become molecules of water and they flow freely. And when they come across the rocks, the rapids, and everything else, they go over and they wash over. They keep on going where they're destined to go. Have you ever thought that even when the salt is in the sea, the molecule of water is still the molecule of water, and the molecules of salt are still molecules of salt? They are set apart. They could be existing together and they become salty water, but the molecule of water is still the molecule of water. What am I trying to say? That each one of us has been given a purpose by God, and we have the freedom to live in that purpose of God. We are unique. No one, even if we look alike. The other day in Kenya, they were saying there's a guy who looks like President Kenyatta. He is not President Kenyatta. President Kenyatta is President Kenyatta. He is who he is, regardless of that little resemblance. Yes, humans are humans. We all have the same similar features. However, we are all unique and we've been given that freedom to be unique. Now, let me go to the frame that I normally use, the spices of life. Spiritually, how do you feel about your spirit? How do you know that you have the freedom in your spirit? You have the freedom of your spirit because when you use the point of reference that is higher than you are, that is God, then you can measure your freedom by that standard. He says, I am free. Why should I be in prison? He says he's given me everything that I need. Why should I still feel like I'm in prison? He says whether you are a boss or you are a worker, whether you're a slave or a master, we have the same freedom to come to God. Think of your physical being. What is holding you down? Most of the time when we want to wake up from our bed, it's that little sleep that wants to keep us in the bed. When we are eating some food and we have all the freedom to eat everything that we need, but then we have the choice to eat what is healthy, to stay healthy. We have everything at our disposal to choose from. So we have the freedom. People say we have the free will. Then think of the finances. You know, when you think about money, do you think of how you lack it or how it's plenty or how whatever? It's a system that has been made by people. And you can be able to win. Remember we said about the winning Wednesday. You can win over so many impossibilities. You can overcome the barriers of life by having the winner's mentality. You can win over that system of money. You can win over that system that is binding you to itself and not giving you the freedom to be. Now, one of the things I remember learning in history, before the money was there, particularly in Kenya, they used to do barter trade. They used to exchange stuff. And I know people who survive without money. So you can have that freedom without depending on money because there are other ways of doing life. When I think of my emotions, when I think what is going through my mind, I know I can think positively. I can have things flowing in my mind that bring the freedom that I need. If I decide to dwell on the sad moments, then I will be imprisoned in those. I'll be enslaved in those moments. And with the friends that I have, I can choose, and I can choose. I can decide that I'm going to live positively with people, or I can choose not to live positively with people. If I choose not to live positively with people, then I imprison myself. So remember, this is Freedom Friday. And Jesus came to do exactly that, to set the captives free. It's the renewing of our mind that we were saying on Transformation Tuesday. So remember, we start from Motivation Monday. You motivate yourself because you have the freedom to do that. Other people will inspire your life, but at the end of the day, it's you have to self-encourage. Even David in the Bible encouraged himself. You have the freedom to encourage yourself if other people are not encouraging you. Then we move on to Transformation Tuesday. We did say, again, it's the renewing of your mind. The winner's mentality on Wednesday. You choose whether to be a victim or a winner. And then yesterday we were saying Thankfulness Thursday. Why? Because there are so many things that give us the opportunity to give thanks. We have many reasons to give thanks. And when you start counting your blessing, when you start to see how many things you can thank God for, then you find there's so much freedom. You're not as bound as you were thinking. You're not as a victim as you were thinking. You're not lacking as much as you may be thinking, because there are so many things to give thanks for. Today is your Freedom Friday, and you choose whether it's going to be your Freedom Friday or you will be bound within your mind to think that, oh, I'm not free, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, I cannot do that. When you think of life being unfair, what's the other thing that you can think to give you the freedom of that unfairness of life? Life could be unfair, but I am not unfair. So I decide to live with fairness, and I start being fair to myself by thinking fairly. And I think, what is it that I can find in life and in love, so that I can be able to live a fair life. So have a wonderful, wonderful day today, and be free, because it's Freedom Friday. God bless you.